super time machine and defeating their survivors before they can escape the temporal scene. If raiders
Let's run that back for a second.
and defeating their survivors before
Why the hell did it take Cell so long to blow up the time machine? I mean, like, I get it, that's a way to kind of keep the game balanced, but let's be honest, bruh. If Cell really wanted to, boom, he could have blown up the entire country. What do we have here? Today, we are going to be looking at Dragon Ball The Breakers, the brand new Dragon Ball game that people keep on talking about. Now, before we even start talking about how I feel about it right now, let me just say that anime games has been in a strange stasis recently. Like, let's be honest, like, the quality has been kind of dropping. It's been declining, you know, with games such as, yeah, I know people are gonna hate me for this, Shinobi Striker, Seven Deadly Sins, that Black Clover game, Tokyo Ghoul. I could continue, but let's be honest, anime games have generally not been that fun. Like, a lot of us have been dropping it within, like, the first couple of months. And let's talk about Jump Force, honestly. Like, let's be honest, Jump Force was generally a flop. It looked cool in its first couple of trailers, but a lot of us didn't play it past the second or third week. And that's because it's became more of a quantity over quality kind of thing now. So it's like anime games generally aren't being made to be worked on past its first couple of months. It's almost like they're cash grabs now. So with this Dragon Ball The Breakers game, I kind of get the same kind of feeling, but let's just watch the trailer before I even talk about anything.
Peggy 12.
This is a game trailer where they're gonna explain how the game works and shit too. Let me turn that down. Hold on. Yeah, sorry about that.
Dragon Ball The Breakers is an online asymmetrical action game about one of the most vicious antagonists from Dragon Ball against 7 ordinary citizens without superpowers.
So, first things first, what the hell does asymmetrical mean? Let me look that up real quick. So, an asymmetrical multiplayer game is pretty much a multiplayer mode in which different players have totally different roles and capabilities, unlike most multiplayer games where all players are generally doing the same thing and playing the game the same way. So pretty much it's similar to how RPG games are, where everyone plays a role, everyone plays a part. So pretty much we have to work together as a team to take down a similar opponent, compared to a game like a fighting game where even though not every character plays the same, generally speaking, we're all fighting to win. In this case, it's a bit different. It's like pretty much a team game. That's what an asymmetrical game is.
In the game, the vicious antagonist is called a raider, and the ordinary citizens as survivors. Survivors of this game are from a group of ordinary citizens who do not have superpowers like Goku. Survivors are sucked into a mysterious phenomenon called temporal scene, which is a space where all the times and places are mixed together. What awaits them there is the threatful raider.
Okay, so pretty much this is one of those team games where we're going against a similar opponent and we're pretty much working with each other so we can pretty much win. The only thing is, though, we can't actually beat the enemy by regular means. Like they said, this is not a fighting game. So even though this is based off of, well, I guess based off what I see, this is based off the Xenoverse kind of timeline, we don't actually have powers. So we're pretty much just normal humans working together so we can take Cell down, I guess. I mean, we can't actually beat him, or at least I don't know if we can yet. We're gonna find out more in the trailer. But pretty much this is supposed to be a survival game. Now, I don't mind survival games. I mean, to be honest, you guys don't know this, but one of my favorite genres in movies, anime, or anything is thrillers, survival kind of games. I love death games, and that's because I love to see people work together to take down a similar foe. But it's like, at the same time, Dragon Ball as a survival game? I feel like they could have saved this concept for a different anime, or at least I don't feel like this works for Dragon Ball, but I'll talk about that more in a second.
The player can choose to play as either a raider or a survivor.
This is pretty much Friday the 13th. If you guys ever played that game, the game with Jason, where we had a bunch of normal people against Jason.
Survivors can escape from the battlefield by activating the Super Time Machine.
Yep, this is definitely connected to Xenoverse with the time machine, time travel,
etc. They must protect the startup system, which appears in the middle of the map for a certain amount of time. If survivors are able to defend the startup system until the activation is complete, the power of the Super Time Machine will fix the temporal scene and allow them to escape from the battlefield. In order for the startup system to appear, survivors must first set the power keys. There is one power key hidden in each area, so the survivors must find and place it in a specific location. The more power keys are set, the less time it will take to defend the startup system.
You see, concepts like this is cool, because if it was just a sense of we're running away from Cell and, you know, praying to God that we can get away on time, then that would have been a bust from the get-go, you know. But this game is pretty much having you do tasks and stuff, pretty much to increase your team's morale so you guys can leave safely. Now, that's cool. Like, I love team games, and I love games where I have to interact with my squad. You know, one thing that I didn't like about games like Among Us whenever it came out was that it was the same thing over and over again. And generally speaking, teamwork wasn't really a thing. It was pretty much if you were lucky enough to not find the traitor, then you're fine, right? In this case, it's a sense of you guys have to work with each other to make sure that Cell doesn't, you know, destroy everything. My only thing about it is, though, it feels goofy, the fact that we're using regular weapons against Cell. Like, let's be honest, Dragon Ball characters are bulletproof, and generally speaking, they survive things stronger than nukes. They survive Ki Blast, which, like I said, stronger than nukes. So, it's like, unless we get some better weapons, or at least something that can at least hold Cell back, realistically speaking, it doesn't feel like this is a real game. It feels like almost like a mini game for Dragon Ball Xenoverse, which that's not bad, by the way. I feel like this would be a solid mini game for Xenoverse, because honestly, we already had that. I forgot what it was exactly, but it was like almost like a card game going on in Xenoverse. I don't know if that's still a thing, but it was like a event that was going on, and it was pretty fun for what it was. But I generally feel like this is a flawed system. But let me stop talking and listen.
Survivors will not sit in a specific location. The more power keys are set, the less time it will take to defend the startup system. If the startup system is destroyed, survivors will not be able to activate the Super Time Machine. But the game will not be over yet. Beacons will appear on the map to call out the emergency time machine, and each player will have to try escaping. If you succeed in escaping, you will receive bonus points in the game results. However, only one time machine can be called out at a time. Survivors can choose between escaping alone or escaping together with their companions.
That's interesting, actually. I like that concept. So it's pretty much you better be here at this time or we are going to leave.
Call out the time machine again. Also,
I also like that, being able to sabotage the other team, you know, make sure that they can't escape, you know. It pretty much tells you that every single second matters, you know. I like that part.
A raider can win the game by stopping the activation of the Super Time Machine and defeating their survivors before they can escape the temporal scene. If raiders...
Let's run that back for a second.
And defeating their survivors before...
Why the hell did it take Cell so long to blow up the time machine? I mean, like, I get it, that's a way to kind of keep the game balanced, but let's be honest, bro. If Cell really wanted to, boom, he could have blown up the entire country if he wanted to. I mean, I know that this is a video game. We shouldn't be worried too much about how technical everything is, but come on now. Like I said, it's goofy because even though, like, I get the horror aspect of Dragon Ball, like, okay, let's be honest. Like, if we're talking about, like, people like Frieza, Cell, Super Boo, or anybody else really, like, yeah, that would be wild if us as normal people would have to defeat them. But let's be honest, bro. This doesn't work because generally speaking, Cell would not be having an issue with his enemies. Like, let's be honest, he would have been took everybody out.
Temporal scene. If raiders can defeat all survivors.
And mind you, everybody that's going to be watching this video and thinking that this is me bashing on the game, no, I'm not bashing on the game. I generally am looking forward to seeing how this game will come out. But at the same time, though, we have to acknowledge how goofy some of this is. Like, let's be honest.
Then it becomes a complete victory.
Probably the title of the video will be my criticism for Dragon Ball The Breakers.
But the more he defeats, the higher points are earned. Since decreasing the number of survivors will lead to stopping the activation of the Super Time Machine, take action efficiently. The Raider, with their overwhelming combat power, has a unique feature which allows it to evolve during the battle. For example, one of the
That's
Raiders,
pretty cool,
Cell,
actually. I like
starts as
that.
a larva at the beginning of the game and evolves by absorbing survivors and NPC civilians.
I like
Each
that.
time it evolves, its
That's
combat
different.
power and skills will change, turning it into an even more threatening enemy for the survivors. The Raider has active and passive skills that make it a threat to survivors.
Active and passive?
Active skills can be activated at any time. There is a variety of useful skills, such as key detection, which allows
So we can
one
sense
to see
enemies.
the aura of the survivors.
That's
and
cool.
Also other skills to efficiently defeat and fight with it.
Okay, so
Passive
pretty
skills
much
are
any
skills
skills
that
he
are
had in
always active
Xenoverse.
during the
Let's be
battle
honest.
and have a continuous effect. There are various skills depending on the Raider, such as ways to accumulate the evolution gauge, and also actions that can be triggered at any time by specific controls. In addition, each Raider has special attacks for each transformation form.
Okay, so I think my biggest criticism for this game at the moment, I don't like the graphics. And I understand the graphics isn't everything in video games. Like, yes, duh, of course we're worried about how the game plays, but let's be honest. They took Xenoverse's character models and they pretty much made the graphics worse. Honestly, I'm not too sure if this is going to be a thing that they're going to continue doing for the rest of Xenoverse's spin-offs, but honestly speaking, I really hope Dragon Ball The Breakers is just a filler game, and this is just building us up for the next Dragon Ball game. Kind of like how Battle of Z was for Dragon Ball Xenoverse, if you guys remember that. But yeah. Damn, imagine like you were just roaming around searching for those keys or whatever, and then out of nowhere, boom, explosion. Cell just destroyed the entire island. You know, stuff like this is pretty cool. Like I said, this game introduces a lot of interesting concepts that we should have had in other Dragon Ball games. So I'm not hating on it too much because I like how it's stepping out its comfort zone. It's just a strange concept to start up at the moment, you know? I feel like
In addition,
it's almost like this game is coming way
way
too late.
But destroying an uninstalled area will reduce the total number of keys installed, which makes the time longer to switch on the startup system. With these various skills, you can gradually drive survivors into a corner.
Yeah. Oh shit, that nigga did a whole damn jump. I know y'all saw that. He was jumping for his life.
Survivors are not unarmed
Like,
against
this dude
threat.
shot a rocket launcher at
Several
Cell. You see how
countermeasures
goofy that
exist.
is?
Survivors can also use active and passive skills.
I would hope we could.
For example,
So it's just more
the skill
technology,
Save a
more
Pod
weapons.
allows you to call up and board a pod that can land anywhere on the map.
Okay,
However,
the
be
space
careful,
pods are pretty
because
cool.
it takes a while to call out the pod, and also you will get damaged when the pod falls on your head.
Oh,
As another example, the skill Change can be used to deceive the Raider's eyes by changing into random objects on the map. However, you need to be careful as well, as it can sometimes turn into something completely unexpected. Unless you use these skills
okay.
to your
So we
advantage,
have grappling
it will be
hooks.
difficult
You
to
see, now
escape
that's
the
a good
powerful Raider.
that's a good perk. That's something that I would want to use.
Dragon Change is one of the few ways that survivors can use their power against the Raider.
Oh,
Survivors can equip up to 3 transfears, A sphere
So you can
that
play as other
contains the
characters,
souls
huh?
of super
Or maybe
warriors.
not other characters, but
Dragon Change can be activated by collecting a certain amount of change power on the field, allowing you to fight with the power of a super warrior for a short time.
that's
However,
cool,
the
I
Raider's
guess.
power is still overwhelming, so it is recommended to use it as a temporary countermeasure, or
It's
use
like a
other
last
skills
resort. I
depending on the
understand.
situation,
Like, that's
such
not bad.
as escaping with the use of flying techniques. Transfers can be set in a spot of level 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, damn. Y'all hold the hell out of Krillin for having him as level 1. I mean, obviously he isn't going to go above Vegeta and Goku, but come on now. You see, like, everyone wants to bash on Yamcha as much as they want, but let's be honest, bro. Krillin was really the one taking L's growing up. Like, Yamcha just wasn't there for fights, let's be honest.
The higher the level, the stronger the skill will be. But on the other hand, more change power will be consumed. The form of the Raider that you can fight against is determined by the change level. When you fight, make your decision based on the power balance between you and the opponent. The timing of activating Dragon Change is very important. Whether you want to fight, flee, or go to rescue, use it strategically to get the most out of this ability. Various items can be used on the field, such as a weapon that can be shot directly at the Raider, vehicles that can move around the field quickly, and
That's
a radar
definitely
that
not
can
that
search
fast.
for the activation key. Utilize a
I
variety
do
of
like the
items
radar,
and
though. We
try
could definitely
escaping
make
the
some good
battlefield.
use out of that.
In addition, there are also Dragon Balls on the field.
Oh, so we can collect Dragon
If
Balls
you
in this
collect
game,
7
too.
Dragon Balls and offer them on the altar, Shenron will appear, awaiting to make your wish come true. Survivors can wish to increase the change level by 1 step for all survivors, or maximize their own change level to 4. Raising to change level.
You only get 2 wishes in the Dragon Balls. Didn't Dragon Ball Fighters have 4 options? Alright. I'm gonna stop because even though this is my criticism for the game, now I'm nitpicking. Yes, I know, I'm nitpicking right now, but I have to admit though, I feel like they could have went way harder with some of the aspects of this game, but hey, it's still early. This is just the first trailer. We're gonna have to wait a little bit to see what they're gonna do with the other, the other enemies. See if there's other mechanics and stuff like that. The closed beta test is supposed to come very soon. Actually, I think it's supposed to come in the 30th. I still haven't signed up yet. We're not the 30th. It's supposed to come sometime in December, I believe, or I might be wrong. But yeah, we're gonna see.
Level 4 can only be done by wishing to Shenron, and once you power up, your appearance and power will be exactly the same as the Super Warrior for a certain amount of time. The final form
Although
of the
I do
Raider
have a
is,
couple of other
incredibly
issues.
powerful.
Like the fighting in this
Increasing
game
it to
doesn't
change
look
level 4 will be the only way to
that
counter
fun.
with equal
It
power.
almost looks a bit stiff.
Summoning Shenron is not mandatory, but it will
So
definitely
even though they try
contribute to the victory
to
of the survivor.
take from the engine of Xenoverse,
is extremely
it feels like a
difficult to
bit of a
collect 7
stiffer
Dragon
version of
Balls in a limited
Xenoverse.
time. But by cooperating with your teammates, you may be able to collect them faster. But careful, the Raider can also make a wish to Shenron.
What?
In this case, the Raider can only wish to either level up just 1 transformation form or to recover stamina.
Why do we need to make the Raider
It
any
is possible
stronger?
to sabotage each other until
We're
you
literally
win.
fighting against Cell.
Don't give
What?
up your efforts until the end. In the game, it's possible to increase the chance of victory by cooperating with other survivors. If you are attacked by the Raider, ask other survivors to come rescue you. If you
Please
are
get rid
about
of
to
those
be defeated,
emojis.
and until the countdown
Please
reaches
get
zero,
rid of those
your
emotes.
companions can mend your wounds until you are fully healed.
I've
Don't
never
forget
loved
to
those
communicate.
emotes from
The
any
signal
Dragon Ball
feature
game.
is
Those
one of
have
the
never been
communication
useful.
tools to let other survivors inform each other about their actions, the location of the Raider, the location of items, and many other things. Make sure to use it efficiently with your companions. Lastly,
Now, of
the
course, we're gonna have
Startup
Discord
system
and
is one
have
of the
all these
biggest
other
keys to cooperation.
platforms
You can
where
use
we can
Dragon
speak
Change,
with our teammates and
skills,
stuff, but
items,
we
or
need
even
a set
directly
in
operate
voice
the
chat in
startup
this
system
game.
yourself to shorten the time
That's
it
the
takes
only
to
way this is
complete.
gonna work.
You will have to defend the system by using all the countermeasures we have mentioned. Help your friends, cooperate with each other, and try to break out with as many survivors as possible. versus survivors. Experience the overwhelming power difference in strength and prepare to enjoy the ultimate asymmetrical battle action in Dragon Ball: The Breakers.
Y'all can at least make the logo original? Okay. So, Dragon Ball: The Breakers. It's pretty much, it's Friday the 13th, but Dragon Ball characters. Now, I understand why some people would look at this game and say, this is different, this is innovative. I'll look forward to playing this because, yeah, we've never had a Dragon Ball game like this. I have plenty of issues, actually. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. My actual issue is that I feel like even though this is going to be fun for a couple of days, definitely, if you got your boys on here and shit, you know, you can go on the mic and stuff. Hey, I need you to stay over here. I need you to collect the keys, and I need you to distract Cell. You know, that sounds cool. But my issue is that that's going to get repetitive after a while. Like, sure, you can add more and more raiders. As many raiders as you want. Yeah, you can add Goku Black, you can add Majin Buu, you can add Frieza, you can add the Saiyans, you can add Vegeta, you can add all these guys, but at the end of the day, it's not going to make any difference. This game is going to be playing the same back to back to back to back. It's the same goal, the same objective each time. So even though, yeah, you can have like a bunch of different ways to win. Oh, you can either travel through the time machine by yourself, or you can wait for your teammates, or oh, you can summon Shenron so you can turn into Goku, whatever. It's like, this is going to get boring. The thing is, the majority of Dragon Ball games are fighting games. And yes, people can say that gets old. Yeah, we need something new, but not this new. We need a new fighting game, a new platform, something that's... we need a step up from what we already have. This is a concept for a whole different anime game. I've said this in comment sections before, but really, they should have saved this for a Tokyo Ghoul game. This would have made much more sense. It could have been humans against ghouls, and humans already have weapons and perks to fight against ghouls. They have their Quinkes and shit. Ghouls got their Kagemes, and ghouls are obviously way stronger than humans. I'm saying, like, honestly, I like how different this game is, but I don't like how it's going to turn out, because I know for a fact that this game has not been developed for that long. I say longest it's been developed is probably about a year. And that's really pushing it, because honestly, this game looks like it's at beta, maybe even like before that, alpha. This doesn't feel like a complete, or obviously it's not a complete game, it's a trailer, but it doesn't feel like these guys have actually developed anything, built anything on this game yet. But I hope I'm wrong. I hope this game does improve, and I will keep an eye out for this game. And I don't know if I'll cover every single new thing that comes out for the game, but I will keep up with the trailers, and chances are I will make a video about that, because honestly, I love Dragon Ball, and I like to keep up with anime games, because even though a lot of them aren't really at the highest quality, I do like to see the evolution of, you know, how these games are going to come out. So let me know how you guys feel in the comments if you guys haven't already. Dislike, spam my shit, because I know some people feel like, oh, you can't judge a game too early and stuff. Like, obviously